Hello, future Lobos. My name is Richard Frieda, Principal of Los Alisos. Welcome to our virtual 6th grade parent night. This is really surreal. I'm looking out at an empty NPR. There's no one here except, well, a few of us, and obviously our wonderful cameraman, Dennis. Thank you so much for being here. I do want you to know that this presentation will be sent to you through School Messenger. So you receive it as an email with a link, and you could look at the slides. Right now, we just wanted to kind of be able to talk to you about this. So if you can't see everything, that's fine. You'll get the slides tomorrow. And also, we're going to really condense it to try to keep this down. This presentation should probably be total of an hour. We would have all of our staff coming through, our department chairs for each subject area, our ASB advisor. And so we're not going to be doing that. So we're going to try to get through it in as quickly as possible, and you can check the slides out. So now I'd like to welcome up to the stage our assistant principal, Miss Mikey Park.
Hello, future Lobos. Familias, ¿cómo estás? Ahorita vamos a tener una presentación, pero mañana todo va a estar en español para ustedes. Va a estar en su correo electrónico y puede leer todo para saber más de esa escuela. Gracias.
Okay, so jumping in, our goals for tonight: who are we? What are Lobos all about? And what can your child expect as a Lobo next year? And how can they be successful at Los Alisos? At Los Alisos, we're all about three things: fostering relationships, developing perseverance, and building critical thinking skills. They cover to us the full gamut of what a child needs, and that is the social, emotional, the behavioral, and the academic aspects of school. What makes us different? Well, you can see we have a number of wonderful awards that we received. CABE is for our Spanish-English two-way immersion program, and also for narrowing the gap for our English learners, which is also attached to our ISA, our International Spanish Academies, and then our California Distinguished School, and a very great recognition that we just received for the last couple of years through our PBIS program and bringing a positive behavior approach to dealing with students is the platinum level for that, so that we're very proud of that. Very few schools get that recognition. School-wide goals, you could read them up here. It's student success. We measure it. We reward students for success. We work together in PLCs, our departments, to make sure that all the teachers are on the same page, analyzing student data and making sure that the program that we're bringing to our students is a top-notch program that is centered around student learning. Building relationships through our PBIS program, and innovation, using a lot of innovation, which are really has taken over these last couple of weeks. And finally, our amazing AVID program with these strategies that are good for all students. So talking a little more about AVID, AVID stands for Advancement via Individual Determination. And we have a class on the our elective class. It's year-long for 7th grade, another one for 8th grade, and we've also put it onto our wheel. Currently it's in the 8th grade wheel. It could possibly be in the 7th grade wheel next year, we're not sure. But again, it's bringing those skills of success for all students and having a school-wide approach for AVID too. Strategic instructional engagement strategies. We've done a lot of work using innovative practices, a lot of technology, a lot of ways to bring kids together, to collaborate and to work together. So here's a whole bunch of different kind of activities and resources and instructional strategies that we use through an innovative practice. And in the middle, we just added Google Meets and Zoom, because all of a sudden that's taken off in the last couple of weeks. I'd like you to visit our website, and when you are on our website, there'll be a pop-up and it'll link you to a whole new website. We've devoted a brand new website just to this distance learning that we're doing. I would encourage you to look through it and see what we're all about over these next few months. And also, these are ways you can connect to us through Instagram and Twitter. So there's a couple of differences between elementary school and middle school. So if you want to take a look at those, probably some of the ones I would highlight is that they're going to have 6 teachers. So they're going to be moving every 50 or so minutes. It's a change in class. You can see more information of the schedule on our website, But that's a big one that most kids will notice as they transition. There will be finals. So at the end of each trimester, we're on trimesters, and they'll have a finals. We'll actually have a block schedule, and they'll be in class for 120 minutes and really get the feel of what a long assessment is like, and that'll also prepare them for school for spring tests. Every student will have the 4 core classes that you see above, as well as PE, which also has health and electives. 21st century learning, what we're preparing our students for is really college and career. And that's all about what our focus is on. Common Core state standards dictates what we're doing. It's the standards that our instruction is guided in all 4 core classes. NGSS is our science standards. And we take an interdisciplinary approach where we actually have some projects where 2 departments will come together and work together so the students kind of learn the English aspect of it and the historical aspect of it. We practice the 4 C's, which is collaboration, communication, critical thinking, and creativity, and also the use of technology throughout all classes. We have an amazing program here that we've had for years. It's our 2-way English-Spanish immersion program. And there are students that have started in kindergarten and worked all the way through elementary school at Gates Elementary and are now in the intermediate level here at Los Alisos. And then they will pass on to Laguna Hills High School. For our immersion parents, there's more information to come about that, and we gave a lot of information out too in January. And please feel free to contact me if you need more information about the immersion program at Los Alisos. And we have an amazing 2-year comprehensive honors program. We are the only intermediate school that has honors in all 4 subjects, all 4 core classes. And if your child is put into an honors class, they will notice that they go deeper, it's a little more rigorous. And if you feel that your child should be in an honors program and does not get into it, that's something we could talk about in August at registration. CJSF is a wonderful, California Junior Scholarship Federation is a wonderful program where students really can strive to get good grades and then be awarded into this program. And they also will do service projects along the way. And then that's just something really good that they have when they enter into high school. And then in high school, they could join CSF, and that will really set them up and look really good on a resume when they are looking at colleges. Model United Nations is a program that we've had here for a number of years, and it lines up nicely with the high schools. And it's a chance for students to really work together in a United Nations kind of method of how a country will come together, look at issues, have delegates, and then those delegates will go out and they'll actually be working with other countries to kind of get what they need and use resources that they have to work with other countries. It's a wonderful program that we're really proud of here at Los Alisos. Technology is progressing. You can see all of the many things that we have. Some of them are in our STEM program. We're very excited. We may actually be getting an aviation unit with flight simulators, and we're really hoping that this will happen. And if we do, we're going to dedicate a classroom to it, and that will be through our STEM program. But as you can see, I crossed off the PC labs. We don't even have them anymore. All the students have Chromebooks. So a little more in our STEM program. There's automation, robotics. They learn design and modeling. We have 3D printers, about 3 or 4 of them. And then we also have laser cutters for, I believe, wood and metal. So we have quite a robust STEM program. Innovative practices. I just wanted to show another picture of that. We talked about that already. So we just have a lot of innovation here at Los Alisos to kind of really help the students work together and deepen in those skills that are going to help them for 21st century. And here's the furniture part of it, and some of the wonderful things that we have, like the flat screen TVs and the ability for students to actually use a device and just throw that image up there, so the class can actually work together and collaborate, and every student could kind of go through and be able to have the whole class see what they're doing if needed. We also have furniture now, almost, I'd say 90% of our classrooms have been refurbished, so they no longer have the traditional wooden desks. And then we're probably going to get at least 5 more classes starting in August. I use some of our own site funds, our federal funds, Title I, to finish off about 7 other classrooms. And then we also have the SV Innovates, which comes from the district, to refurbish our classrooms as well. Our Arboretum is a special place here at Los Alisos. When you pull into our parking lot, it runs along the portables. And we have learning, real-world learning out in the classroom. Some of our science classes go in there. And they also work with some of our special programs. And we pull our students together. And then they work alongside each other. They learn alongside each other. And I want to thank, and I have a slide for this, but I want to thank our PTSA for the wonderful work they've done in our Arboretum. So here's a few practical slides for your registration. Will begin on Tuesday, April 14th. I will send a school messenger out. It will contain information, and then it'll also have a link to an online registration form. So that's how we're going to do this, registering for elective classes, registering for zero period, which I'll talk about in a moment. And then that window of registration will be open until Friday the 17th. So it'll be that week from Tuesday to Friday. Band and orchestra is one of our year-long electives. Most students are on the wheel, but band and orchestra is a year-long elective for 7th graders. So if your child is interested in taking band or orchestra, please make sure you mark that on the online registration form that you'll receive. And our immersion students, this is for parents of our two-way immersion program, their elective is automatically, they will not be on the wheel, it's automatically the Spanish language arts class. So if they want another elective, and for the choices for 7th grade would be band, orchestra, and a few students, 7th graders, go into our 8th grade drama class. So if you're an immersion student and you want to be in one of those electives, you have to take a zero period. And I'll talk about that in a second, or right now. So zero period, yes, you are going to get up at the crack of dawn, and it could be dark in the winter months, and it usually is a PE class. So this will allow you to take your PE class, zero period, and that'll free you up to take a second elective if you are in the immersion program. And classes begin at 7:15 a.m., and it's a commitment you must make for the entire year. Our elective wheel is what most 7th graders will take, and some examples are drama, home arts, STEM, AVID, and they will rotate and take one class, trimester 1, and then they'll move into a different taste, trimester 2, and then get a third taste, trimester 3. We also offer AAP, intervention, and tutoring. These are supports that we have at Los Alisos. AAP stands for Academic Accountability Program, and it is we run it 3 times a week, 2 days a week for math, since most students need that extra help in math, especially on homework, and then on Friday for all other classes. And it's a chance for students to be after school with a teacher and make sure that they're caught up on their work, classwork and homework. We also have tutoring after school, and we have intervention programs, and we have an intervention teacher. Some extras, we're very privileged to have federal funding through our Title I program, and that allows us to do all of these extra things you see up here. The biggest, and I think what most parents really, really like about Los Alisos, is the smaller class size. So we can actually afford to go above and beyond the allotted number of teachers or number of classes or sections that other schools have in order to reduce overall the class sizes, especially in our 4 core classes. We have participated in a program called App Jam Plus, where students create apps. And Out of Bounds is a program that we have after school. There is a charge for this, but it allows you to have your child on campus supervised until 6 p.m. And just gonna, because PTSA couldn't be here, I'm gonna go through a few of their slides. The Arboretum Restoration Project. So they get together, they clean up our Arboretum, they painted, they've done wondrous work on trimming and planning and really making that Arboretum look beautiful. Family Steam Night is a tradition here. It's been the 3rd year. It's packed. We have so many families and students come, And we're lucky to have students from UCI come down and they actually do all these different math stations, science stations, and then they take an artistic creative look through our Arboretum. So it's a wonderful program that our PTSA sponsors. And then of course the reflections through PTA to support our arts. And here are the things that they need. They need you to be a member. They need you to volunteer and help out. They need your leadership to represent PTA on the board. They need your generosity through any support you can give, whether it's donations of items or money, and they need your participation. And now, I'd like to welcome our wonderful guidance counselor, Miss Lena Park.
Thank you, Mr. Frida. Hi everyone, I'm Miss Lena. I'm your school counselor for both grades 7 and 8. I want to talk about our team here. We have a people services personnel team that includes Mr. Brent Call, who works very closely with our SPED department. Mrs. Peacock, she is our student services technician, and she works very closely in regards to registration and scheduling. And lastly, Carmen Walsh, Mrs. Walsh, is our bilingual community liaison, and she works very closely with families, connecting them to resources and any Spanish translation services. So in terms of school counselor's role, my role as a school counselor, I'm here to support students' academic success by providing academic counseling, handling crisis intervention, and referring families to community resources, and lastly, collaborating with parents and teachers. So how do I interact with students? I have individual discussions with students. Students can self-refer, or parents and teachers can also refer their students. I also offer classroom and grade level presentations, academic counseling, and facilitate parent conferences. So the truth about homework, I want to just really stress the importance of study habits. Students should spend about an hour and a half of homework every day. And parents, please trust your students, but verify that they're doing their homework. And lastly, your students, they will all receive a minder binder. So please check their minder binder to see if they have all their assignments completed every night. Extended learning opportunities. The library is open an hour after school every single day. So if your student has additional work to get done and they just need a quiet space, our library is open every day. After school, we also offer free tutoring after school twice a week. Please let me know if you're interested in that. And lastly, how can parents help? Please be consistent and talk to your students to have an after-school routine, monitor their homework, encourage organization and preparation for the school day, and please feel free to contact teachers and have that open line of communication. And please be proactive, check our websites, and stay connected. Mr. Frida gives out principal emails every Friday, so please feel open to check that every Friday. I'm going to pass this over to our assistant principal, Mrs. Mikey Park.
Thank you. All right, hello future Lobos. I'm going to be your assistant principal this upcoming year, and what that means is I'm going to be talking to you about safety, and I'm also going to be talking to you about how you can behave in the world in a way that is going to be giving to our community, and a way that you can just experience life at the fullest. And I'm kind of your person to help you with that. Safety is always number one. The first thing we do is we talk about making sure our kids are safe at school, and I'm in charge of that, and it's a huge responsibility, and I really own it. So we have a safety committee here. Parents are invited, students are invited, we have staff. We come up and we meet every single month to talk about any safety concerns that are going on campus, and then we use that committee to make changes and spend money and see what we need to do to tighten things up. We will have plenty of drills, and I'm sure you're all used to it, but we do that. It's really important to practice so that if we ever do have a problem, we know how to handle it. We do have a wonderful SRO on our campus, a school resource officer. Deputy Hernandez is on campus. You'll see his car's here pretty much every single day. I know a lot of people get nervous. They see police cars and they think that something went wrong. It's just him hanging out, talking to students, and making sure that you all know that he's part of the community and here to help. Here's an example. We do this usually the first week of school, but it's deputies and dogs, and a bunch of deputies come on campus. They sell it's all free, but they donate hot dogs to all our students. We hang out together. They often bring their police dogs. Sometimes we have guide dogs as well. So it's just we're really tight with the Sheriff's Department here. We're really honored to have them work with us and help us make our community feel safe. Mr. Frida mentioned it, but I also work on supervision. We are very lucky here at Los Alisos where we have a campus supervisor. We also have extra funds at Los Alisos, so we can pay teachers extra money to supervise all the areas on campus a little bit more thoroughly. We know that middle school is where students start to test the waters and start testing things out, and we make sure that we do whatever we can to help them make good choices. We also have Out of Bounds that's available after school, and they can help with homework, also activities, and just make sure your students have a safe place to be after school. And then the main thing about middle school is behavior expectations. We set things up here at Los Alisos with something called PBIS. It's Positive Behavior Interventions and Supports. And that's basically, we assume that students know nothing about how to behave when they get here, and we teach them everything, how to behave in every environment on campus. We do all our rules under the 3 R's. Students are taught to be ready, responsible, and respectful. And every time we see students doing things, we put it over that umbrella. So as a parent, you talking about rules at home in the same way would be really helpful and would really support our school. The way it works is every teacher, actually every staff member on campus, whether it's a secretary, a custodian, a campus supervisor, teacher, we all model, all right? We prompt, we practice, we encourage. They say positive because we assume that they don't know how to do it, so we have to show students how to behave. And then when they do, we really try to recognize them doing it in the right way. We give out little positives, little yellow tickets for 7th graders. We don't do it every time. If they think that they're getting a gift every single time they're good, then they're gonna stop. It's like a carrot and stick thing. So we surprise them with tickets when they're doing good job. And then we make them feel good. Like we recognize, we see you that you're being great. And then when they get 7, they can turn them in and then get fun stuff. We have lots of prizes on campus. Right now, I think the most popular one is the front of the lunch line pass, but we also have a golf cart ride to class, we have snacks, we have 5 extra points on a quiz, early to lunch. We have a bunch of different things, and it's always changing because we're always paying attention to what our kids are really into. And at the end of the year, my current students, I feel so bad. You guys missed the last big party that we had since you've been home, so we're gonna do something innovative and do some sort of a reward for students when they're home. But you can all see that. You can follow us on Instagram and you can follow us on our website and see the fun stuff that we're doing for our students to give you a taste of what we do. But the students that turn in the most positives, they get prizes throughout the year. And they're always changing. PBIS is not only positives. It's not only smiles and popsicles. There's a lot that goes into it. We give many interventions, many levels of interventions. We really seek to understand our students and their specific needs, and we give them the supports that they require. So because of that, we've gone through lengths of qualifications in order to be a platinum level school. So we're really proud of it. So know that your student will be seen here. We will know their need, and we will do everything we can to help them grow into the best person they can be. And then the fun stuff, we have, Mr. Moreno couldn't be here, he's our ASB teacher, but we do have an ASB class in middle school. Students are leaders now, you're getting old, you're getting grown up, and we do lots of fun stuff, whether it's from spirit days to parties at lunch to dances, lots of fun stuff for you to do, and we're gonna be doing them virtually over the next few weeks so you can see what that's like. We do community service projects. We do the 21 Days of Kindness. We have assemblies. We really try to help students learn in fun ways. And their homeroom, all of your students will have a 5-minute homeroom class, and that 5-minute class is kind of like their hub, their family, and they do competitions. They're called Cody Points, class of the year, and there's prizes for them as well. So why not make things fun? So, assemblies, recognition programs, minder binders, these are all things that we use our fundraiser money to purchase. So we only do one fundraiser on our campus, so you want to be hearing for it. It's Step It Up, and it takes care of everything that we do on campus. So we really need everyone's participation. So be listening for that. And to get ready for next year, you should do a few things. And Ms. Lena and Mr. Frieda already mentioned it. Follow our website. We have two now. We have a digital learning website and our original one as well. Follow our social media, Instagram, Twitter. We're talking about doing better on our Facebook, but right now these are the main ones that we use. And please, 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 especially during this time, read, practice your math skills. That way you're feeling like you're really ready to start middle school. We're ready for you, okay? So Mr. Frieda, come on down.
Okay, so because our whole staff's not here, this still feels, I'm so sorry. So what we did is we had a Google Meet with our department chairs, and we're gonna play for you, then kind of, you get to meet them this way. Our department chairs explain to you the subject area on the slides that we're gonna see in a moment. I'm gonna do that now, but we're in our own meeting, and I want everyone to have a chance to say hi to you. So we'll start with Ms. Bertolio from math.
Hi, Lobos. This is Mrs. Bertolio from the math department. Our goal is to keep moving you forward and preparing you for next year. So everyone, check in on your Google Classrooms and ask questions when you have them. We love you and miss you.
Ms. Castro for science.
Hi, Lobos. This is Mrs. Castro from your science department. All your teachers want you to know that we miss you very much. And we're here to help you in any way you can. So keep commenting on your Google Classroom, keep sending us emails. We look forward to hopefully having you back in the classroom very soon.
Ms. Bolton for electives.
Hi, Lobo. Between your elective classes, you need to check in with each teacher because each elective is so different. But stay focused and keep in communication, and we'll all get through this.
Ms. Parrish for PE.
Hi guys, this is Ms. Parrish, PE department. We just want you guys to make sure that you're checking in, stay active, use the boards to brag about your awesome workouts. And we're thinking about you every day, and we hopefully will get to see you, but if we're not seeing you in person, we're seeing you online. Take care.
Mr. Alvarez for special education department.
Hello guys, I just wanted to say that we miss you everyone. Please check in with all your classes. And in the focus and math, I want you guys to make sure that you're asking a lot of questions, and we'll with you as soon as possible.
Ms. Park, our assistant principal.
Well, hello, Lobos. It's so interesting right now, and we miss you terribly. So I've been working really hard to make sure we still have PBIS and positives, and you guys are being good citizens at home and helping your families and making sure you're taking care of yourselves. So please make sure you're doing the best you. You're following the 3 R's at home, and you come back safe. Bye.
Ms. Lena, our guidance counselor.
Hi everyone, this is Ms. Lena, your school counselor. I just wanted to let you know that I'm still available for you guys if you have any questions regarding college and career and social emotional concerns. Please email me. I'd be happy to meet with you online. Take care.
And Ms. Ramirez, our academic coach.
Hi everyone, we miss you and we love you, and we really want you to reach out to us if you need anything. We are still here even though we're not in front of you every day, and I am here to help anyone that needs it.
All right, thank you, and let's move on. Okay, so we have, English wasn't represented in there, so they sent us a 10-second clip. All right, so there's the fun. Oh, okay. Here are some slides. We're going to go through this quickly. Our teachers normally would be presenting these. So here's for the different departments, and I'm really going to let you look at it. There's a lot of information here. You'll need to see this when you open up the presentation tomorrow. So English Language Arts kind of highlights a few things. Their Study Sync, which is the program that they use, and the resources. Lit circles, book clubs, and their instructional practices. Social science divided their information up, and they look at it in two ways. There's the content they're teaching, and there's also the skills that they're developing in the students. For math, they list some of the big ideas in 7th grade. This is the content that students will be learning, and they're also accentuating the real world applications of math. In science, it's all integrated, so instead of having 6th, 7th, and 8th all different, now a little bit of physical, life, and earth science are integrated each year, and they use a lot of online resources. For physical education, there's the 4 categories of competitive sports, team building, individual activities, and health, which is integrated into physical education. For electives, like I said, most students will be on the wheel. Here's a choice of a look at some of the different choices that students can take in their electives over the 2 years at Los Alisos. This is a slide that they want to include. All teachers get together behind these things: organization, homework, maintaining, kind of knowing what's going on by checking the website, reading every day, managing your time, and so on. So you can look through this more in depth tomorrow. Now for your calendars, as a final slide, the course recommendation window, that's when teachers select what courses, the 6th grade teachers, what courses they'll go into 7th grade. That window hasn't been determined because of everything that's been happening, so I don't have a date for you on that. The math readiness test is a way that the 6th grade students, it's one data point that we can use to determine placement, and it doesn't look like we're going to be offering that, so we'll be using other ways to determine placement. The summer timeline, data confirmation, remember you have to go in and go online and do data confirmation every year, and that's going to open July 13th. Tentatively, it's not 100%, but I think it's probably around there. And don't forget, all incoming 7th graders have to have proof of Tdap, vaccinations. Our registration date is set for Wednesday, August 5th, so please put that on your calendar. And the first day of school is very early. It's a week earlier this year, and it keeps moving up, so it's going to be Monday, August 17th. So I really wish the 3 of us could be standing here, but we're going to keep our distance. So we just want to wish you a very, very safe next few months, and then hopefully a wonderful, wonderful, fun, relaxing, enjoyable summer. And we really look forward to seeing you in August. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.